We just made this nice pirouette up here. It's a stolen, not a stolen vehicle, excuse me. It's a vehicle that basically has expired tags. That's what started this pursuit. Started in the Los Angeles area. Right now, we're northbound 605. Just made that transition from the 60. That vehicle right there. Now, California Highway Patrol, they're on it, and there's a number of vehicles, Michaela, following this this car. They're moving in and out. They've got their primary 3 vehicles. That's actually another one right there, the SUV. That's the first time we've seen that. But you can see how he's mirroring the movement, moving very, very quickly. At some points, hitting those triple digits, meaning 100 miles an hour plus when he was on the 60 freeway. Right now, well, Skyfox kind of clocking him right about 90. Now they have a helicopter above. We haven't talked about how many people are inside that vehicle. Clearly, there's a driver, but we don't know if there's any passengers in there. And again, the reason why they tried to stop this vehicle was expired tags. So it really kind of makes you wonder why this person going through these this extent, high speeds, all this danger, running from officers just for an issue with an expired tag. Right now, though, haven't seen any collisions. Moving very, very quickly. Northbound 605. We're coming up onto the 10 freeway. Michaela? Well, right now we're actually coming up in the El Monte area, and Michaela, the reason why that they are chasing him is because of the fact that he didn't pull over. There wasn't, they basically, the law enforcement got behind the vehicle. The reason why they wanted that vehicle to pull over was because of the tags. They turned on their lights and sirens, and then that car ran from the police. And that actually gives you the question, what else is going on here? Perhaps this person has other warrants. Maybe there's a very dangerous person behind the vehicle, weapons in the vehicle. Could be so many things. I mean, we could sit here and guess all day. Right now, though, it is a pursuit northbound on the 605. And again, we passed the 10 freeway, so we're going to keep heading north. There's plenty of off-ramps. The next freeway is going to be the 210. But this started in the Los Angeles area. You can see those speeds, 100 plus. You wouldn't want this guy coming up behind you as you're making your way to work this morning. No slowdowns at all as far as when he made that transition. That's funny. That's exactly what we're talking about here in Skyfox. When he made that transition onto the 605, if he would have gone southbound, that's always kind of backed up. He's using all lanes, and that is really a concern for law enforcement. Now he's actually in the emergency lane, moving at let's just say 90 miles an hour right there. Law enforcement, they're going to be a little bit more cautious on those crazy maneuvers. They're going to stay with this vehicle best they can on the road. The lights and sirens, that's going to help the folks on the road. They're going to hear that noise. It's going to kind of give the people on the roadways this morning, the commuters, heads up that something could be going on. They do have a helicopter above besides Skyfox, and the California Highway Patrol, so that helicopter is really going to keep an eye on it. But you can hear the concern in all the law enforcement's voices when he keeps making these high-speed lane changes all over the roadway. That's what they're saying. The vehicle continues to move very, very quickly, but like you said, lighter traffic out here, but definitely the roads are not empty by any means. This is going to be difficult to stop because they kind of limits what they can do. Clearly, no pit maneuver. They might be able to get some spike strips ahead, but you've got so much other traffic on the roadway. So right now, basically what they can do is keep an eye on it. Hopefully, the lights and sirens will warn some of the folks out there that this is coming, and hopefully, there's going to be no traffic collisions. Yeah. That's right, and moving so quickly, and that driver clearly not trained at high-speed driving, or we can only assume that not trained at high-speed driving, not like the law enforcement, California Highway Patrol. They go through specialized classes for this type of situation. But Michaela, you're right. I've often thought when my elderly parents were still driving, I was always thinking to myself, my parents would be the type to try to make a lane change and then have somebody moving at 100 miles an hour. They wouldn't, you just wouldn't think so. You'd look in the mirrors, everything would be clear, and then somebody comes up on you at those high speeds. Very dangerous for the folks on the road, and that's one of the reasons why they continue to chase these vehicles on the ground with the lights and sirens, especially when there's so much erratic driving going on and these quick lane changes. Don't know what that was. It looks like you might have thrown something out of the car there. That's going to be something that law enforcement's going to want to know about. Now, it looked, I couldn't tell what it was, but they definitely looked like he threw something out of the car. So this pursuit continuing on. We're going to be coming up on the 210 right now, and San Gabriel Valley, that's where we are. We'll see which way we go on the 210. Michaela? Oh, nope, we're eastbound on the 210, coming up to Azusa, beautiful Azusa, A through Z in the USA. Some folks might not know that's how they got that name, but that's where we are. Right now, though, this vehicle's still moving at extremely high speeds. Happily, I can say, kind of established themselves in that carpool lane. My joke has always been, you know what, it's the carpool lane. It's not the super fast lane when people get behind me. Sometimes when I'm going 70, I said that on television, but this person clearly up almost at 90 miles an hour, just kind of bumping that 90 miles an hour. And our cameraman, Justin, I'm not sure if he's trying to push in so tight so we can get a better look in that front seat. I can't make it out, Michaela. We got a lot of glare up here. Can you see if there's somebody in the passenger seat, or is it just the driver this morning? Right. There you go, yeah. All right. 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 Yes. That's right, and that's, you know, and I've said it more than once on air, that's, you know, a pay grade well above mine. I wouldn't want to make that decision. You know, if they back off and then something happens, that's weighing on you. And, you know, and then again, if they don't back off, well, and this person gets away, this is somebody that could have major warrants. This person could create, you know, maybe do another crime or a violent crime and hurt somebody. So these are what everybody, you know, law enforcement always has to weigh. This person clearly a menace. Let's just use the word right now, menace to the folks around them on the freeway. Higher speeds than whatever the traffic is, maneuvering quite a bit. Seems to have settled down a little bit. And we've seen that in the past. You know, you get that the suspect gets in that pursuit, gets a little panic, really kind of, you know, wants to run, but then that adrenaline kind of wears off and then things calm down. Hopefully that's what's going on, and hopefully the next step for that person behind the wheel is just the rationalization that, you know what, whatever it is, it's not worth injuring somebody, hopefully, and, you know, just pull over. That could be a plus and it could be a minus. You know, if they're talking to somebody on the phone, hopefully that person is like, hey, just pull over. But again, it's distracting that driver at driving at high speed. That one officer, that California Highway Patrol officer in that SUV back there, that guy's going to get a gold star by his name. He's been doing some amazing driving, keeping up with that vehicle, but doing the safer driving than that person. And you're right, Michaela, it definitely looks like somebody on the phone. Hopefully that person is like, just pull over and we'll take care of whatever it is, we'll take care of it afterwards. Yeah. Right. Well past Azusa, that's right, and we're up in the Glendora area. That's going to roughly, actually we're exiting the Glendora area and making our way to the next town, which would be Laverne, or roughly the Laverne area. You know, just to fill a little space here, you know, we've seen a lot of times in the past where law enforcement has backed down from a chase, and that the person continues to drive extremely recklessly. So, you know, and we've seen very few times where the law enforcement has backed down and the car just pulls over. So, but again, these are all statistics that somebody's probably compiling somewhere. That's something interesting right there. There's another California Highway Patrol vehicle. We've talked about that as well. They patrol areas much like all law enforcement. They have their beat, and they will hand off these chases to the next area, and we follow along on the scanner. The California Highway Patrol uses colors to basically label their areas where they're at. Right now, though, I haven't heard them hand off, so that's kind of interesting. But that law enforcement clearly watching his brethren chase this car now, 73 miles an hour, has slowed down a lot. Hopefully that whoever they're talking to is talking some sense into them. And I'm just trying to get an off-ramp for you. We're coming up on Baseline. Off the 210, we're definitely going to be in the Laverne area. And again, this pursuit continues. California Highway Patrol tasked with bringing this to an end safely. Lights and sirens, that seems to be the only thing that they can really offer the folks on the roadway today. Yeah. Up. You know, and that's the big problem. That's one of the things. It's safety of the public. That's one of the things law enforcement has to contend with. Right now, though, happy to say the speeds seem to be slowing down. We saw that vehicle just ride through a gore point out there, meaning one of those areas where it could have gotten off the freeway, but you know, basically just kind of stayed on the freeway. Middle lane, that's where we are, and the lane changes have kind of slowed down. It looked like it was starting to move right there, but you can see the speeds kind of falling more into that freeway type of traffic. California Highway Patrol, I'm not sure now, there they are. I was just going to say they were discussing it, but that one vehicle, you know, he's out of the Los Angeles area, clearly well outside his area right now, but continuing the pursuit. And of course, there's a helicopter from California Highway Patrol here as well. Again, what is this driver wanted for? Why are they so desperate to get away that they would take these chances and continue these high speeds on the freeway? Are we on town? Fruit? It looks like you just kind of get back. Yeah, just doubling back. Just doubling back. Oh, now they're getting crazy. Westbound. Yeah, definitely westbound 210. They got off at Fruit. There was an opportunity to do a pit, but probably the vehicle was moving too quickly and it was unsafe for that officer to do that pit maneuver. Once that vehicle got back onto the freeway, let's just call the driving really kind of got a little bit sketchy there for a moment. You saw that car thinking about getting onto the emergency lane, then didn't. So those second guessing at high speeds, very, very bad. Now that vehicle, again, same thing, higher speeds, now going westbound, double back. We might be coming up on the 605. It kind of makes you wonder if this vehicle has a destination. When they make those U-turns, sometimes they're kind of going back to an area that they're familiar to. So that might be the plan right here, but definitely, got off. There was no reason. It wasn't heavy traffic. There wasn't any kind of problem that was making that vehicle. Just kind of picked fruit, got off the freeway, got back on. Now we're westbound, approaching the 605. How would we have known that they would have gotten off at Fruit? Up, getting blocked in. They're getting a lot of traffic. Bad choice. Up. Oh. Getting a little tight there. Yep. Yeah, oh, definitely. Definitely backed up here, and it's actually just going to get thicker. I'm looking where they are right now. Looks like we're going to take another off ramp, or we're not. There we go. We're staying on the 210. Not a good choice for all the other folks out there because it really does get backed up. It gets very tight, especially as you come around that curve up here. And you can see that vehicle making those dramatic moves, those big moves down there. And California Highway Patrol, they're not going to let this thing go. The only thing that could maybe happen, and we've seen it in the past, this vehicle might jam itself up, basically get stuck somewhere. See California Highway Patrol making that command presence right there in their rearview mirror, more officers right there. But again, how do you bring it to a stop? You can't physically block it in. But, right now it's just kind of follow, alert the public, stay with it, and then hopefully there'll be an opportunity where they can, do the pit maneuver or perhaps put out those spike strips. The spike strips, like Dennis was saying just a moment ago, they're difficult. You can't predict where that car is going to go, and with heavy traffic like that, you're not going to be able to deploy it with all these other vehicles. Oh, right there. Yep. Yep. I would say probably closer to 30 minutes, if that. Coming back to it. Oh, definitely. And, you know, in law enforcement, that, you know, that's one of the things we've seen so many times in the pursuits in the past. The vehicles will give up before the driver does. You know, they'll have some sort of mechanical issue, run out of gas, whatever it may be, hit a curb, you know, because they're driving too quickly, take out their own tires. We've seen a lot of those happen in the past. Right now, I can tell you we're back in westbound 210, getting back into the Azusa area, and traffic isn't going to get any better. You know, he's doing, we're assuming that's a male behind the wheel there. The suspect doing a lot of weaving in and out of traffic there. California Highway Patrol, they have the benefit of the lights and sirens. A lot of the folks, they will do what they need to do, move out of the way. So law enforcement, they aren't catching up as it would be. They're keeping up for this situation right now. Other law enforcement, maybe even law enforcement in the area, maybe even Azusa PD, knowing this is happening, will be in the area or make themselves conveniently available if this vehicle gets off the freeway. Right now, riding that emergency lane, that could be a big plus. Maybe that vehicle will pick up some debris, get a flat tire. That might help bring this to an end. But these high turns, whoa! Look at that, look at that, look at that! There, oh, and California Highway Patrol right there, but this driver still continues to drive. Now that other vehicle, that pickup truck, hopefully they're gonna be okay. Yeah, hopefully that other vehicle is gonna be, driver's gonna be okay. And this driver now, you know, this is the thing. You just were in an accident, why push it? You know, this could have been it's so much worse, and then this vehicle continuing to drive, and this just makes you think again. It's like Dennis was saying, we don't know what this person's wanted for. Why is this person so desperate to stay away from law enforcement? Right now, one person's day probably ruined. I would hope they're going to be okay, basically bumped into the back of that pickup truck, but look at the damage to the car. Yeah, no, Michaela, you brought it up. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, definitely. But we're not seeing any steam, so it looks like the radiator's still intact. Looks like this could be it right here. It looks like we're going to be exiting the freeway. I'll get you an off-ramp right here. But this is the thing, and we're going to be in the Azusa Avenue. It looks like we're going to stay. Are we getting off the freeway? Or no, we're not. I'm sorry. I thought it was an off-ramp. Yeah. Yeah, the emergency lane right there. So again, just kind of moving along. The California Highway Patrol, you saw that officer hoping this would have come to an end. And I would almost think was going to do some sort of intervention, but just because of the other vehicle, it might have just spun out and hit another car. That's definitely what they don't want. You know, now you got a motorcycle rider right there. Oh, it is a California Highway Patrol. Thank goodness. I just thought maybe it was just a random person. But so now you have a motorcycle. This motorcycle clearly is not going to be able to do a pit maneuver, but definitely is going to be able to keep up with that vehicle, especially in this tight traffic situation. Again, you have to wonder, right, Michaela? You know, supervisors watching this, they're probably thinking to themselves, you know, should we call it? But now this vehicle, you know, clearly was involved in an accident as well. So I want to talk to this driver, that's for sure. Oh, a good scanner would be so awesome right now. Yeah, no, the scanner would be great right now. Looks like we're getting off. Are we getting off? Are we getting off the freeway? Oh no, we're doing the 605. We're doing the 605. Back to the 605. No. We're still moving along. It's just getting a little bit of traffic. Sweet. What do we got for fuel? We have 40 minutes. Southbound 605, Michaela. Southbound 605. Oh, I'm sorry, Michaela. No, we are southbound 605. When you were talking earlier, I thought, I'm sorry, there's so much going on out here. I thought you knew. It was southbound 605 freeway. That vehicle continuing to move along right there. Basically, really just backtracking, going back to where because we were northbound on the 605, now we're southbound. I really wonder if he's going to take the 10 or the 605. You were asking about that front bumper. Dennis was making a comment as well. In this case, it doesn't look like it's actually making contact with any of the wheels or anything. Looks like, here we go, this time, I don't want to say it because we've been so close so many times. Looks like we are definitely getting off the freeway this time. So this is going to be an opportunity for the California Highway Patrol, possibly, if there is no other traffic around there, to do that pit maneuver and look at all that other traffic. So they aren't going to be able to do that, making another big sweeping turn. I don't know. Last time it was on the freeway. Off the freeway, on the freeway. Let's see where this car goes now. Lower Azusa Road, that's where we are. But again, slowing down. Look at the speeds right there. Maybe maybe that vehicle is giving some sort of indication that it's not going to be going anymore. California Highway Patrol right behind it. If it looks like that car is just going to come to a stop, they are not going to pit it, because what would be the point? So right now, it looks as if though maybe that vehicle is giving up before that driver. We've seen that so many times in the past, but much slower movement, much less traffic out here. And again, this is Lower Azusa Road, and I don't think we're technically in Azusa anymore. I believe this is going to be more Baldwin Park. Throwing more stuff out the car. Yeah. No. They believe it was a weapon. There's been some talk that it possibly may have been a weapon. They just don't know. Here we go, hard turn. And so we were on Los Angeles, now we're back on the center, and much like you, Michaela, sometimes I'm a little bit turned around. I got to figure out which way we're going, north or south, but definitely established in the Baldwin Park area. It seems like, possibly this vehicle, now we're getting very residential. It almost seems like this vehicle is driving to a destination. Don't know if it's going to be family that just might be there, or possibly this person thinks, oh, I can jump out and make a run for it because I know that neighborhood. We've seen that so many times in the past as well. California Highway Patrol, their presence very, very close by. And it looks like that driver, Justin's doing a great shot, is kind of digging around in that center console. And, this is the thing, law enforcement, they don't want to see that, especially, when a vehicle's coming to a stop, making a turn into a very residential neighborhood. Again, we're staying in the Baldwin Park area, but law enforcement in the air and on the ground, they're keeping an eye on it. They're going to see where this vehicle comes to a stop, Miguel. Yep, and it seems like, Michaela, I was actually looking at some of the comments on our digital media. It actually looks like this person is just making blocks. Did I miss something there? Because if they make another really hard turn here, I watched that vehicle make a hard, would have been a left turn just a moment ago. It looks like they're just kind of driving in the same street, but now the street names are changing. I'm going to find it on my moving map so we can keep Hornbrook, yeah. So basically, just looks like, there you go, coming to a stop. Just get a little bit wider, see if there's any people. Yeah, it looks like that car basically gave up before that driver did. So this looks like, hopefully this is going to go textbook. Hopefully that driver is just going to get out of that vehicle. Clearly, all the law enforcement, they're going to be concerned about their safety, not about us being here, but keeping an eye on what's going on. Hands are out of the vehicle, but we haven't seen the keys come out, and that vehicle just stopped. So perhaps, that driver might think, hey, I got one more shot at this. Right now, though, looks like it is coming to an end, Michaela. This is what we want to see. Doors are open, hands are out, and that vehicle has come to a complete stop. So let's see and watch, and hopefully that this suspect just goes into custody and without any type of other incident, but clearly following the rules and making the moves that law enforcement wants to see. and maybe even perhaps this person's done this before. His car's not parked. Yeah. So, yep. Oh, the curb saved it. There you go. Yeah, little good karma there. Yeah, little good karma. You can see the law enforcement making an approach. We've seen this so many times in the past. There's that motorcycle officer that Dennis and everybody was watching, and I was actually seeing a lot of props for that officer on the digital media. They were saying what an amazing rider that guy was. He's going to make sure that there's nobody in the car. Now that partner is helping as well, but we're pretty sure there isn't. That suspect going into custody. I really would like to know what this was all about. Perhaps there was more than just expired tags, but right now, coming to an end out here, San Gabriel Valley and off of Hornbrook, and there's one suspect in custody. We can't say no damage to any vehicles, and hopefully that driver in that pickup truck is okay. True. My assignment desk rules. That's all I gotta say. You guys frickin' rock. K-Cal. I'm sure it was something else. I'm sure this guy's got warrants. Yeah, that I heard that as well, but I can't get confirmation, so I just brought it up. I don't know if we're I guess we are still live, and if we are still live, thanks y'all for tuning in and watching with us. I don't know if it's the helicopter audio going out or if it's the show audio, but I appreciate it. Everybody's doing the good job with the parking brake. P is for park. Yeah, he totally lost it. Sweet, thank you. They just said we're clear from King County. Yes, they do. Well, I'm not sure if my audio is still live. I don't think it is, so it's okay.